What's up, everybody? Time for another Talking Comics with me, Riot Agenda. Today is my second installment in my Spider-Man 100s lead up to 1000 with issue 200. Like I said in my previous video, this is one I actually own. 100 is the only one I did not own. So here it is in all its glory. It's Amazing Spider-Man 200 from, January 1998, written by Marv Wolfman, with one page written by Stan Lee and illustrated by Keith Pollard. So I'm not going to go. My rule is I try not to open any comic book that is older than I am. So this one predates me by about 6 years. So I like to leave these sealed as much as possible, and I'll be pulling it my review from these thick epic collections that I've featured in numerous videos. These things are awesome. I definitely recommend it. I got about 13 volumes of Spider-Man there. I think 9 to 10 volumes of X-Men. I got some Avengers ones over here. I got Wolverine ones over here. These are the way to go. These things are awesome. They've got every comic book, even obscure, like tie-ins, miniseries. These are awesome. If you want to get your Spider-Man history, it's going to be a lot easier finding these than finding the 20 plus issues that are contained in here. So yeah, my thoughts on issue 200. This one was actually kind of interesting. This is the first time I read it is in preparation for this video. Again, I didn't want to read my old copy from the 80s, and this is actually a fairly recent purchase. I haven't had this for too long, so I actually read 200. I was pretty excited for this. All the other 100 issues I've read. This was the only one this was like, what's this one going to be? I mean, I roughly knew what the synopsis of this comic book was. It's been published for 46 years, so I already knew that it was the rematch of Spider-Man versus the burglar that killed Uncle Ben in Amazing Fantasy 15. So yeah, this wasn't a one and done comic book. It starts off with Spider-Man complaining about losing his spider powers in a battle with Mysterio from the last issue. I have not read those previous issues. This is the only, like I said, this is new. I have not read all through it. I just read the issue 200. So Spider-Man loses his powers after a battle with Mysterio. What was it? Mysterio injected our favorite wall crawler with enough chemical depressant to waste an entire herd of rampaging elephants. But it just makes Spider-Man lose his powers. It was kind of fun with his goofy shenanigans. Not trying to be Spider-Man, but not having spider powers. Like when he needs to sneak into a multimedia business to get a copy of like a television special they ran, because the burglar is still trying to get back into the house that he tried to burglarize and met Aunt May and Uncle Ben. We find out that he was a lifelong career criminal, and when he was behind bars right before he was released, he met a man named Dixie Malone, I believe it was, who used to own the Parker's house before they did. Here's kind of the synopsis. And this Malone character ran booze during Prohibition, so he owned the Parker's house in the 30s before they did. Remember, this is all backdated, so none of this stuff would equate now. Anything in the 80s, Spider-Man would be 46 years ago, so he'd be like a 70-year-old, 80-year-old man. But sliding time scale of Marvel, I can get into that in a different video. That's not really what it's all about. So Dixie Malone owned the Parker's house. He made a lot of money through Prohibition, so he had actually stashed a large amount of his fortune in the Parker household, which is why the burglar was there to begin with. And then he is out. He wants to go back, get the fortune. So he actually kidnaps Peter Parker. He doesn't realize he's Spider-Man because he's not his powers aren't in full effect now. This is probably my favorite panel here. You don't see Spider-Man mad very often, so I'm actually kind of angry Peter Parker, pissed off Spider-Man. Peter Parker was, I don't know, it's an interesting scene. So we also think that Aunt May is dead in this issue. It's a really weird subplot. Apparently Mysterio did something to him. It's not really clearly explained, and then she just kind of appears later, and Peter is assuming she died. He's assuming that the burglar killed her, even though the burglar multiple times mentioned it was Mysterio or Dr. Reinhardt, who was Mysterio's alter ego in the nursing home. So it would be interesting to read the issues leading up to it, but it didn't really detract from the story too much, because it really was about what is the burglar going on. We just found out about the money that he's trying to get back. Spider-Man does a couple recaps. I think a lot of it is the burglar would not be a match for Spider-Man, so they had to make Spider-Man lose his powers and have essentially a man versus man instead of superhero versus man. There's one other good bit in this I thought was pretty darn funny. Let me see if I can find it. But oh yeah, it's actually this other panel. So there's a time where Peter Parker sees a purse snatcher running away, knocked over a guard. He's like, "Not this time! I'm going to tackle you." He punches. What's this? Wacko! It's a good caption. A wacko to knock him down. And then it's like, this is the same guard that let him get away the first time. And my first thought was, this guard sucks. Like, 2 guards just run by him, and that's all it takes. If you're a little bit fast, this guard can't stop you. It lead to a big confrontation with the burglar. Burglar ends up kidnapping Aunt May. Like I said, she just was gone, appears out of nowhere. All of a sudden, boom, there she is to be a hostage. We kind of do a recap of the burglar taking Uncle Ben's life. Spider-Man shows up, and they kind of have a prolonged fight, which was pretty cool. Like I said, with Spider-Man not having his powers and the burglar having a gun, this was actually more of a fair fight in a way. But obviously, Spider-Man beats him. He's still strong. That was the thing, is even though he doesn't have his powers, his muscles are still, have the same definition it used to have. So he knocks out the burglar. He actually shows the burglar his face. He says, if I can find the page where actually Spider-Man unmasks himself to the burglar, which terrifies the burglar to the point that he thinks that, like, this guy is gonna kill me. I've been trying to kill him. He showed me his face. Like, he wants me dead. Why can't I find it? Because he definitely does it where Aunt May can't see. But then at the end, he essentially is so afraid that Spider-Man's going to kill him that... Oh, here we go. This is why you killing Ben Parker was such a big deal, is because I'm Spider-Man. That's why Spider-Man's been chasing you. And essentially freaks him out so bad that he has a heart attack and dies. All without learning his name, which was interesting, is even to this day, the burglar's name is not officially confirmed. We believe it's David Carradine from a later issue from the 90s, but there is no way to know that for 100%. So, and then here's a little epilogue at the end. I have found out which page that Stan Lee wrote of Spider-Man 200. I am not going to say what it is. I want you to drop a comment below. Let me know. If you've read this, if you know what page Stan Lee wrote, if he did any of the fight scenes, if he did any of the recap stuff, I'm definitely curious what everyone thinks. But and then my next video about this series will be about Spider-Man 300, and a little sneak peek about what that one will be is eyes, lungs, pancreas, so many snacks, so little time. I think most people will get that reference, but so yeah, look forward to that in issue 300 in my next video. Make sure you like and subscribe, but until next time, I'm done with this conversation.